Yeah. So, speech and debate, right?
Yeah. Speech and debate.
You guys, I got to give you some props. Like, you're excited to be here. This is different.
I love getting to talk about speech and debate. It's kind of something that not a lot of people really know much about. It's a lot different than a lot of what is like perceived. You hear speech and debate, you just kind of think of the traditional like arguing back and forth, but there's really so much more that goes into it.
Right. What about you? What do you?
So, like, we do very different events. So, like, she's all interpret, like, all of mine are speech. So, there's a lot more to it. And, like, it's not just politics.
Well, don't get mad at me, but I'll probably reference interviews with athletes because, that's how I can compare and better understand. But I'm excited because one of our goals with Jacket Nation Sports and the things we do is to shine a light on things that are happening with the students and the programs and the schools and the teachers and everyone that just makes it possible, parents, you name it. So, Jenna, right?
Emma.
See? Emma and Jenna, thank you for being here.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having us.
Welcome to this week's episode of Jacket Talk. I'm Ramsey Stewart, Jacket Nation Sports. This one's going to be fun. It's going to be a little different. We're not talking X's and O's on the field or off the field or on the court. We're talking about some really cool things that are happening with the speech and debate program at Lebanon. I'm excited to let Jenna and Emma tell their story and kind of maybe debate a little bit. I got a few little off the head topics that I want to kind of have some fun with. I know I heard Mr. Culp mentioned that it's not arguing, it's discourse.
Yes.
Right. So we're going to get into that. But big shout out to our sponsors, Heritage Bank of the Ozarks, Mercy Hospital, Lebanon, and Independent Stave, Missouri Cooperage. They bought into the goal and exactly what we're doing here. Those folks knew we wanted to branch out and offer some opportunities for students across all programs, and they quickly said yes. So again, thank you to those guys for making it possible. And thank you too for doing something a little different.
Yeah, of course.
Senior.
Yes.
And a freshman. So we got both ends of the spectrum here. And first, not the first time for you guys to speak on a microphone or in front of people. So
no, we speak in front of people quite a bit.
Right. Let's get into it. Tell me favorite part of speech and debate.
I think my favorite part of speech and debate would just be the variety of what you can do. So a lot of people think traditionally, like you have a topic, you're for it or against it. And we do some of that, but a lot of the events that we do are actually individual. So I do a set of individual events known as interpretation events that actually focus a lot of like sort of acting and like theater. So pretty much everything you do in debate is going to be a fully memorized event that takes a part of, for the interpretation events at least, what you take from a script or a body of work and your sort of performance of that. So I do an event called dramatic interpretation and an event called program of oral interpretation.
Okay. So do you get to ad-lib at all in those, or like kind of give a little bit of your flair to it?
So a little bit. We can't really add any of our own words. So at least for dramatic interpretation, it's just a script. It can be like a movie, or you can even cut from like an episode of a TV show or a book, a memoir. And it's just your performance of that 10-minute cutting. But program of oral interpretation is actually a little bit different. It pulls from prose, which is that like memoir, the plays, but you can take articles and poetry and all just combine it under one solid theme that you can use as like a vessel to tell your own story.
Okay. I'm going to get back in it because you brought up something I want to ask about. And for you?
So I'm kind of on the opposite side. I do a lot of the speech events. I like talking, but I like the whole writing it all myself.
Okay. So like,
I do informative speaking. So it's informing the topic. And then USX, which is kind of similar to an impromptu. So it's like you draw 30 minutes and you prepare a speech. And then I just started congressional debate.
So like, I want to get into a little bit of those topics too. But in that regard, like somebody says, hey, let's talk about electrical plugins, then you get to go back and like sit down and be like, I know X, Y, and Z. I need to research. And then you just get to like, are you trying to tell in the informative, are you picking like a lane and informing why or if they're good or bad, or are you just more like a research paper?
So it depends. So I talk about what's good and bad. Like that's what I focus on.
So you're Switzerland. You kind of stay in the middle, and
it depends. My current informative is very like
what is
we
it?
need. I talk about drug education.
Drug education.
Yes.
Okay, cool. We can talk a little bit more about that. And then yours, like I remember in college, I had one of my theater. We can get into this. It's kind of a funny story. My theater class, we had to do a monologue. I never did it and convinced the teacher I did it. So it was a really good deal. But like you said, like you'll take a script or something, like do you have to play two characters? Or is it typically like just one?
Pretty similar to a monologue. A lot of the times you can have as many characters as you want in there as long as the story still makes sense.
You have to change your voice?
Yeah, a lot of people do voices. It takes a lot of, you don't get any props for this event. So you yourself are the prop, you tell the story. And it's just a lot of like change of voice, change of stance, change of your body language to kind of portray these different people and their different emotions.
It's like grassroots acting, kind of like you're changing around, but you're taking what you have in front of you and kind of going into that. Do you dabble in some of the things she does, or is it pretty cut and dry?
I tried, and it is not for me.
Why not?
I'm not an actor. I like the very like straightforward speaking events, like I'm just talking about it, and it's not like I don't have to change the voices or like stuff like that.
What's been the favorite like research topic or thing that you've gotten to speak on?
So this year I've primarily focused with drug education.
Okay.
However, last year my topic was about domestic violence, and I did like talking about that topic because it was something that brought in a lot of awareness. Okay,
that's good. So do you get to pick those, or is Mr. Culp like, hey, this semester we're gonna
for informative? I get to pick
okay, that's cool. And then you're a freshman, so that was all done in 8th grade. So so there is some middle school programs that are happening. Feel like those are helping. Did you get to do some of those?
So I didn't. I got recruited to do debate my freshman year, but I can say we go over to the middle school and do a lot of our recruitment there. We help out if they do after school practices. I can truly say the kids that have done middle school debate programs really do see that benefit, and they kind of have that commitment when they go into high school and they know what they want to do, and it kind of sets them up for success.
I need you right now. This is a lesson.
All right.
I need you to recruit someone using the skills you know and what you've learned in speech and debate. You have 30 seconds.
Oh, okay, perfect. So I just...
Yeah, like the world is watching. It's up to you. You can this is your political look in the moment, tell something important.
Right. Well, if you have a lot of strong opinions, maybe your parents tell you that you're very good about arguing, and you fight a lot with them, I would take that and I would channel that into speech and debate, because you're not going to find an activity that is going to give you better opportunities, setting you up for success. It's going to look absolutely amazing on college resumes, especially when they see your great success because you're already excellent in arguing, and it's going to impress your family and your parents. So I would recommend everyone join speech and debate.
Well done. I'm joining right now.
Perfect.
Sign up. The science kids too. They're signing up right now.
Yeah, they are. I can see them.
They look really excited. She got her moment to kind of give us a speech and debate thing. Give me 30 seconds of drug awareness.
Okay, so with drug awareness, roughly 48% of college students will use some type of fentanyl or opioid-related drug as recreational purposes. And a large percent of these will lead to an overdose, as opioids are not taught safely how to use them. And I'm not saying we should teach safety. However, skills like using Narcan or Naxalonin are incredibly important, because even if it's someone you know, or even if it's someone you don't know, that is a skill that can be carried over in so many aspects.
Okay, fair. So your stance or your summary of kind of your position is just education. Mm-hmm. We're not training. We're not running the Narcan mile, so to speak, but we need to understand Narcan and its benefits and what could happen in that regard. Let's get off topic a little bit. We were pretty formal in that regard. So what are we doing other than speech and debate?
Other than speech and debate, I do HOSA, which is a club for people that have future medical aspirations. So I'm a part of that.
All right. What about you?
I do pageants, FCCLA, and photography.
Pageants, FCLA, and photography. I know a guy if you ever need some photography help. What are we ask the football players and different athletes all the time, like, show me what it's like to get into like competition mode, or like what kind of goes through your mind?
Into competition mode, I normally have both of my headphones on and I have my hype up playlist and kind of a speech and debate kid tradition. That's a little inside joke for anyone that does it, is we call it talking to a wall. So when we go to warm up our speeches, we go face a wall and we just perform to the wall to get us ready to compete. So I'll probably have my headphones in and I'm talking to a wall.
Do you win the argument with the wall?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
For
every
sure?
time.
What's on your playlist?
On my playlist, I love Beyonce. Beyonce's
Is
on my
she
debate
country or
playlist. You know what? I'm not a country music listener, so I can't really weigh my opinion on that, but I love her.
Like, we're supposed to argue on that now. We're supposed to, but you don't have, like, and I get it. Like, I don't know that she's country. I think she can be country, but I wouldn't say that she is country. What about you? What's your routine?
Okay, I like to not think about it.
Okay.
Emma kills me for this. She always is yelling at me to go practice, but I don't want to think about it.
You mean it's possible to just like sit down randomly without a bunch of stuff and just talk?
Well, it's already memorized. Extent not so much. Like, I prepare that and I will talk to a wall with that one. But like, I don't want to think about info. I want to be able to like retain, like, I know it. And I feel like if I'm practicing it like against a wall, I'm going to be like, oh, I messed that up and I need to fix that. Versus if I'm in a round, it's like, I can fix it quicker and it's going to come off better and I'm not going to overthink it as much.
Well, and it sounds so much like if you sit down, and we've talked about it in some of these interviews, like if I were to hand you a list of things we're going to talk about, then it becomes robotic. It's not comfortable. You feel like maybe you have more people looking at you, or like that you have to say a word exactly right. Like when they're scoring your guys' things, like they're not, obviously you probably have, and I'm uneducated in this, so help me if I need to, but like they're not saying like she got 99.97% of the words absolutely perfectly correct. They're scoring you based on your knowledge. They're scoring you based on overall how you articulate. Like they're not expecting you to come up there and be 100% of the time perfect in every regard, right?
Right. So a lot of our scoring, we're ranked on a 1 through 6 system.
Okay.
So we're put, for individual events at least, we're put into a room with 6 other competitors and a judge who is normally a poor parent of a speech and debate kid who was roped into doing this so that their kid could get a good grade in the class.
About needing people.
Yeah. Yes. But they just watch all the competitors and they fill out what we call a ballot, and they just write what you did right, what they didn't like, and then they rank you, and then that gets added up to see how you do throughout the rest of the tournament.
So 36 would be like a perfect score?
6 would be the worst, and then 1 is the best.
It's all into one score.
Yeah, it's all into one score.
One score for each of the things. Okay.
So it's just like 6 people in the room. They're each going to get their own little number based on their rank, how the judge thought that they did.
Have you ever felt like you've been scored incorrectly?
Yes. I feel like any kid that does speech and debate can tell you that there's times where I'm like, how did I get that? Sometimes it's the other way where I'm like, oh, I messed that round up. And I'm like, oh, I got the 1.
All right. Do you have like mic drop moments? Like where you nail it?
Oh, yeah.
I think especially in a debate round, yeah.
Okay.
You can kind of tell feeling out in a debate round where we end it. It's all we big focus on being civil and civil discourse. So we end every debate round that we have shaking our opponent's hand. And I feel like sometimes you can tell in that moment because maybe they don't want to look you in the eyes. Maybe they don't really want to shake your hand. Maybe they're just kind of like, a debate. Thank you.
All right. So how do the debates work as far as like, is it 2-on-2 or is it?
It depends on your event.
Okay,
yeah,
so
it can be either. So I do public forum debate, which is a debate that is 2-on-2. So I do have my wonderful partner Tamia who debates with me, and we get set a topic by NSDA, the National Speech and Debate Association. They'll set out a topic either every 2 months or once a month that we prepare both the affirmative and the negative side of it. So for and against. And then we get into the room, and at least for public forum, it's a coin flip and you pick your side and then you just start debating it.
All right. Do you have like rivalries? Like, is there kids that you've went up against quite a few times and you're like, oh, they got me this time, but I'll get them next time?
I definitely think that's the case. The one thing I will say about speech and debate is it's shocking the amount of friends that you really get out of this activity, because it's all just an activity that requires a lot of self-confidence.
Right.
You have to go in there and know that you're getting ready to do your best. And so you meet a lot of people there who are kind of in that same boat of you, where we're all super sweet to each other and we'll just be like, you did amazing. Like, that was fantastic. I've made some of my closest friends who I hang out with outside of speech and debate that are kids from other schools that I've just met at tournaments.
So let's talk about that. As a freshman coming in, how do you feel like, and even in middle school, like, how do you feel that speech and debate has helped confidence, growing your network, like kind of dive into that?
I'm a lot more likely to like stand up and speak in general. Cause I mean, like, even just talking like one-on-one to people, I don't necessarily, like, I'm not gonna go out of my way all the time, but like speech and debate, like, put me in a position where I felt like I could, like, I can go and have conversations and I can like fully track an idea and execute it without having to be like, oh, that sounds bad.
I got you. This is going to be an odd question, but bear with me. It might be a little bit long. Across all the things that we've done with student athletes and kids and activities and different things, it always comes up what you just said about other schools and meeting people. When I was in school, if we played basketball against, let's say, Camdenton, and every year, like, I saw those kids that we played against on the court, but it always ended there. I'm always curious, in the social media world and all of the things and the access that you have, what is that like? Because like, you meet Sally at a competition, right?
Yep.
And Sally's from a neighboring school. And like, you develop a little bit of a friendship, but then like, probably the first thing, or maybe one of the first things, is you add Sally on Snapchat. Then you kind of get to know Sally. And then next thing you know, you have access to more students doing the same things that you want. So kind of, can you walk me through maybe an example or how that's kind of influenced some of the things you do?
Absolutely. So one of my closest friends that I have, her name is Logan. I met her through speech and debate. She goes to Springfield Catholic in Springfield, and we were just very close based on the fact that our previous coach from last year was very good friends with Catholic's head coach. And so our teams would hang out all the time, and then we just hung out at tournaments. We did the same events, and then I have her phone number. We went to nationals together. So she came over and stayed with me for like a week over break. And I met her just solely because we did debate and we're in the same activities.
It's a unique dynamic that I don't think we really understand. And I know as parents, like, we don't really understand that network that happens among students now that didn't probably happen when we were in school. Like you'd go, if you went to Camdenton and ate dinner, like, you might see someone, but like, you didn't have the option or the ability to like get to know them, to determine like friendships or build a relationship or friendships. So it's kind of cool. And I can imagine maybe as a freshman going in, like, you're kind of absorbing all of those opportunities and those relationships, and it's giving you, maybe, would you agree that it's giving you more opportunities later?
Yes. So like, I went into FCCLA, like, and that like is primarily a lot of public speaking. So like, I did have that, like, it was a lot easier for me than some of the girls who were in it, because I was like, I know how to write this speech. I know how to do X, Y, and Z because of my debate experience.
I got you. Okay. So now let's move on to you guys can debate me if you want, but maybe you should debate each other, because I'm pretty hard-headed.
Okay.
Spoon or fork?
I'm a spoon girl.
Okay.
I like spoons. I feel like you can scoop more. Forks, maybe a little bit annoying to clean sometimes because you got to get in between the prongs. But a spork is a great compromise too. I like sporks.
Spork. How come more restaurants don't have sporks?
I don't know.
Like Taco Bell is the only, I think maybe KFC, but they're the same company actually. So like, makes sense that they both have them. But like, how come I can't get a spork at McDonald's?
You know what? That is a problem that I would love to get to the root to, and I would love to solve. Because
so there's you're deflecting right there. You don't even want to talk about it. I see what you did there.
I think that sporks are less like conventionally known for sure.
What about you?
I think it depends. Like, I'm not going to always go for a spoon or a fork. Like, it very much is very dependent on what I'm eating or
I think you could make a legit argument that forks are completely unnecessary. And if you can't eat it with a spoon, you could use your hands.
Oh, I disagree. How are you eating your noodles with a spoon?
There are exceptions to the rule.
Salad. Get sauce
See, I
all
think
over
you
your
could
fingers.
eat a spoon. I think you could eat salad with a spoon.
What kind of salads do you have?
I
Have you ever had a wedge salad?
Well,
You're
that's
gonna
that you would eat that with your hands. See,
But then you get the
But what
sauce
about
all over your fingers. Well,
you're gonna get it. You're gonna lick it off your fingers anyways. Let's be.
Oh,
I don't think
I
I'm
don't
going
think
to.
so.
You. Well, I am trying to be as an adult. I am trying to use a knife more
Oh, yes.
because, like, I find myself like pushing stuff onto a spoon, and then I'm like, this. Like I could be.
There's a utensil for
Oh,
that.
see, so you
Right.
do need your fork to cut.
You could, if it's the meat's good though, you could cut it with a spoon.
Yeah.
What type of meat are you cutting
You
with a
could
spoon?
cut a hamburger with a spoon.
Okay, but what about like a good steak?
If it's a good steak, you definitely should be able to cut it with a spoon.
Oh, I think we're eating different kinds of steaks.
We also have alpha gal, so you're not eating any steaks.
I eat duck. It's close enough. Yes.
It's
it
been a
tastes
while.
the same.
Duck, it's good. I just never order it.
We learned to make it myself. Or I learned to make it myself. Like it does, I season it the same as I was seasoning steaks before. So
like, what kind of cuts of duck are there? I don't even know. Like, I've
it's
seen little
just
duck.
duck breast.
Just duck breast.
I don't like ground duck, and that's
They make ground duck?
yeah, it tastes weird.
Is just add like too much duck flavor?
I don't know what a duck actually tastes like. I do think I over flavor my food. So
So you could actually basically just substitute anything for duck. Or you could substitute duck for anything.
yeah.
Okay. What about you? What's your favorite food?
I love seafood. I love sushi.
Okay. Are you like a real sushi or like a Midwest live in Lebanon sushi
I'm
person?
a real sushi. I get the kind that's just the rice and the fish.
Like that's called what? I can't say
I'll
it.
get nigiri, which is just a little piece of rice and then a little piece of
Right.
raw fish, or I get the rolls that are just like the fish and then the rice and then the nori, which is the seaweed.
Right. But like, do you like the sauces and stuff that go on it?
Soy sauce, but
Oh,
and
so you're-
wasabi.
Okay. With a little bit of wasabi? Like a lot or a little?
A lot of wasabi.
You're spicy. Okay. But what do you do with the ginger? There's supposed to be like a palate cleanser.
I don't know. I just eat it because I like the
Like
taste.
you do a large piece or a small piece?
I just did a little piece in the beginning, a little piece at the end.
Could you eat ginger with a spoon or a fork?
You eat ginger with both.
Or
Eat
your
it with
fingers?
a spoon. Yeah, I normally eat it with chopsticks.
See, I can't do it. The chopsticks, I've tried. It just doesn't make sense. You guys pick a topic to debate.
Oh.
It can be 2 against 1. I'm nervous.
We gotta like
Something simple, please.
Simple.
okay. Orange juice or apple juice?
Ooh.
Ooh. Man. The problem is I like both, but I like both more when they have an added flavor, like cran apple juice.
Oh,
Okay.
cran apple's
I'm
great.
down with that. Orange juice, I like it, but put some pineapple juice in some orange juice, and I'm completely like the gallon's gone. But like a regular gallon of orange juice will last. Like I'll have a normal human serving, like small cup, but you put pineapple with it, like I'm gonna drink the whole gallon.
Yeah.
So to answer your question though, I would, if I had to choose, I'm probably going orange juice, unless it has pulp. Then I'm going apple juice.
I like the pulp.
It's not bad, but like I just wouldn't choose it. So that was
I'm going apple juice.
apple juice. Why?
Really?
Yep. I don't like the texture of orange juice. It's thicker. I don't like it.
Fair.
It's fair.
Fair. Now you get to tell me something I have to choose or
Ooh.
debate. It's your turn.
I don't know. Okay, a good like TV show or a movie.
Are you asking if I'd rather watch TV or movies? I think TV. My attention
Really?
span is
Okay.
much more. I want breaks. I want to be able to consume it and then step back and like get back on my phone or check the something. So definitely. But I also feel like it's weird because the line is so blurred now between TV and movies because like Game of Thrones, for example, that was 7 seasons of like 10 movies a season. So it was just so much.
There's hour-long episodes where it's like basically its own
Or
movie.
Stranger Things. Like that's a big hot topic and a big thing in our house. But it got to the point where like the first few seasons were great because it was sit down 45 minutes to an hour, traditional TV. But like seasons 4 and 5 turned into like marathons and like we were making snacks and like doing all the things you would do. And then they offered them and, you could go to the movie theater and watch. Yeah. But I think TV would be my answer because it's consumable, it's digestible. Okay. I think you're finding in TV, one thing that's cool is they're making it more for the modern content consumer. So it is like you can almost watch TV and do other things because it's not as important, but then certain TV shows kind of suck you in and make you have to kind of drown out the world and watch. What's your favorite TV show? My favorite TV show? Yeah.
That's hard. I don't watch a lot of TV shows. I'm a movie girl.
Okay. What's your favorite movie then?
My favorite movie? Ooh, that's a hard one. I'm going to have to go with, have you ever seen Little Miss Sunshine?
Steve Carell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, from like 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
That's one of my favorites.
It's been a long time, but I remember seeing it. Yeah.
It's a good one.
I like Steve Carell. He's funny.
He's funny. Yeah.
Have you seen 40-Year-Old Virgin?
I've not.
Okay, that's probably TV or movies.
I'm going to go with movies. I feel like I would rather just sit and watch it and that'd be like my whole attention span for a while.
Favorite movie?
I think I've watched a lot of I like the psychological thriller. So currently Silence of the Lambs has to be one of my favorites.
Good one.
Did not expect that. Like totally, yeah. Buffalo Bob, right? Buffalo Bill.
Yes.
Bill.
Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo Bill. See, now I like Joe Dirt when they pulled the Silence of the Lambs reference into it.
Yeah.
I was down with that. So, okay. So we've kind of ran the gamut, but I do want to get back into kind of the speech and debate experience. So, favorite memory thing you're going to miss most about speech and debate?
Ooh, that's a tricky one. I'm going to miss a lot. I think my one thing is it's an activity where our team is just so close because we compete from around October to, if we're looking like postseason, nationals, state, sometimes till like June. Okay. So you're around the same people every weekend and, you just get to know them so well and they really get to be like such a great group of people to be around. And we all are so close. We're also, we're such good friends with each other that I really would not trade that for the world. I absolutely love my team.
All right. And so as a freshman, and she's a senior, so she mentioned the team and all of that. What are you looking forward to most senior year in speech and debate? Like kind of what's the growth? What's the trajectory for you?
I think I really like the goal is like nationals, like that, hitting that level because like I'm close with a lot of the people on my team, but also like a lot of them are going to be, I'm one of the youngest on the team. There's not many of us who are freshmen. So like there's not going to be many of us, like the people we spend our time getting close with are going to be graduated. So I think like a lot of it's like self-driven focus, like making it to that level, like awards like getting up on the stage every week, being there, like that type of things. Baby steps in the journey. Yes. Yeah. Growing a little bit and kind of doing that. What's the next event or what are we doing next?
This weekend, we're going to travel to Fair Grove to compete in their debate tournament and really excited. We always bring a good group of kids that are always ready and focused and just going in with that kind of goal of, I really want to do my best and just see what happens. So,
and for you, anything special you got coming up?
No, just this weekend.
We'll have in a few weeks our districts. Yes. So those are tournaments. MSHA districts qualifies us to state, and then NSDA districts will qualify us to nationals. So we have that coming up, and it's kind of a nerve-wracking experience, but we've had a lot of success with it in the past. So I'm really excited to see how that turns out this year.
I'm excited. Like I said, we've followed along, and I know Coach Christian's always great about making sure you guys are seen and least we can do is have you guys on here and kind of let people see a different side, or maybe a parent sees this and encourages their kid, son or daughter to get involved, or sees your recruitment pitch and jumps on board. So, before we go, anybody you guys want to thank, talk about, shout out?
Yeah. Thank you to our coach, Cole Kolb. He's absolutely amazing. This is his first year and he's killing it. He's really doing great. Recruiting, getting our team kind of following into that momentum that we build throughout the year. And he's been just great support for us. So thank you.
Awesome.
I agree. Kolb, he does a lot of he's very oriented. He works with all of us and makes sure we're at where we need. And he's very supportive. As someone who's very hard on myself, he's very supportive and always is checking in to make sure everything's okay, make sure we're ready for next weekend.
Awesome. Well, girls, thank you again. We always have everybody say "Go Jackets" to kind of end this. So on 3, go Jackets. All right.
Okay, perfect.
1, 2, 3.
Go Jackets.
All right. Stay tuned. We got 2 more segments of this week's episode. And I apologize, but I'm just going to call them the science kids because the research kids are here, and I'm really excited to kind of learn about what they're doing. But stay tuned. And like I said, 2 more segments.
Whenever I was here, this was all metal fence. The heart of LHS was family.
The best tradition that I can think of with marching band was the marching competitions.
Oh yeah, I remember these green shirts. I was most involved with FFA. I also played basketball.
I did unbelievably win an award for a poem I wrote.
I'm Ryan Southard.
I'm Amber Foote.
I'm Kayla Burns.
I'm Kim Light. I'm the CEO of Heritage Bank of the Ozarks, and I am proud to be a Yellow Jacket neighbor.
At Independent Stave Company, our mission is for our employees and our community to flourish. That means supporting Lebanon's people, businesses, and schools today and always. We're proud to call Lebanon home. And we're here to support our hometown every play, every game, and every season. Missouri Cooperage, where community and teamwork always win. Go Yellow Jackets!
But it's literally exactly the same thing.
It'll be different because I don't have my hands on the real stuff, but it's as close as I can get it to.
What goes in Martian soil?
Asmatite, diatomaceous earth, red iron oxide, and then sand.
I got so many questions. You have asthma?
No, asmatite.
Okay. I heard that, and I was
asmatite.
So asmatite. All right. Well, we're going to get into all of this stuff because the one thing I took from that is you're both doing something with charcoal.
Biochar.
Yeah.
Biochar.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm understanding better. Now I get to relate. But welcome back to Jacket Talk. I'm Ramsey, and
I'm Aaliyah Kim.
And
I'm Nora Mitchley.
This segment and the next one are all about the research lab and what's happening at LHS and with Mr. Emmerich. You guys told me you call him Emmerich or others. His name is Ryan. We're going to make a decision right now. Is it Ryan or Ryan?
I say Ryan.
I say Ryan.
So it's like the traditional Midwest Ryan.
Yeah,
and
Ryan.
he just fancy spells it.
Well, I don't know how he says his name. I've never heard him say Ryan.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. He's going to comment on this, and he's going to put that dictionary pronunciation of how. I bet Dover knows how he says it. Dover doesn't even know. But I want to read something because apparently I was told that I needed to read this. So. Ramsey and Brian, thanks so much for including our LHS research students on Jacket Talk. Providing students with a platform like Jacket Talk helps validate their hard work and builds confidence long past the classroom. We truly appreciate your support of our students. Sincerely, Ryan Emmerich. I'm going to go with that. But no, and we're so excited to have you guys. I know that the program is growing. And the program, you guys are doing some very non-traditional stuff. And I know we're very fortunate that our district has embraced this thing and really let you guys kind of flourish and shine. So thank you again for coming in. Let's get back to Aaliyah, and your project. I made the charcoal joke, but tell me again, kind of give us the rundown of what you're working on right now.
So this is a project that kind of relates back to here because with fertilizer, there's phosphorus in it, and the phosphorus through rain or either like animals will take it to the water source. It leaches into the water, which is not good because it causes like algae bloom and then like dead spots, which was in the news a little bit. So one of the like cheaper ways that's being investigated right now to like take the phosphorus out of the water is using biochar as like a filter to get the phosphorus out of the water. So my project is about modifying the biochar with metal salts to like be able to not only take the phosphorus out of the water, but by using an acid and break the phosphorus and biochar bonds and reuse the phosphorus again. So
you could sum it up as like you're trying to be as efficient as possible, and do as much as you can through the filtration process and find different benefits, right?
Yeah, because phosphorus is like a limited resource. Okay. So once we like empty our reserves, which they're not like empty, like close to being emptied right now, but there's no more phosphorus.
How long have you been working on it?
This project since like the beginning of the school year.
Okay, so it's like a yearly thing. You guys kind of pick. All right.
Well, I know Nora, you can continue from your junior year. So Nora's on her second year.
Mine's a continuation, but I enhanced it from last year.
Okay, so break that down for me so we can kind of get a better idea of the process of this. Freshman year, if you want to be in research, you can't? Nope. Sophomore, junior?
If you email Emmerich, he might let you in. Because Denver emailed Emmerich to get
Who's Denver? It's Dover.
Dover emailed Emmerich. Yeah.
Dover got in last year.
And then one of our current, we have a sophomore this year, and I guess he did it in middle school for the 1 year I was there, so he got in a year early.
Okay, so you started your project as a junior, and kind of give me junior year project rundown, and then you said you enhanced it.
So my junior year, what I want to do is very hard. So like research. I don't really want to be a scientist. Well, I mean, partly scientist. I don't know. But I want to be an engineer, so I have to find something that can be done in a science lab, which is what I had a lot of hard and just trouble finding last year. So for the beginning of the school year and for first semester, I had no project. All of my ideas got shut down because they were too expensive, too complicated, or let's just say I don't have enough information. There was no information on it. And so when I came to second semester, I tried to lock in, and Emmerich, he gave me all of these, tried to get all of these ideas. And so I just used last year's I just mixed biochar at different percentage levels at 5, 10, and 20% to my soil. Right. And that's just what I measured. I measured pH level.
Okay. And then now you enhanced it into...
So now I'm using microorganisms. So I have... a special bacteria, and then AMF, which is a fungi. Okay. And then I have a biochar. That's just the biochar last year. But I just have my control biochar, and then I have the biochar with AMF and the biochar with bacteria.
So you're kind of comparing...
I'm trying to find which one can grow.
Better?
Yes.
Better? What's qualifications for grow?
Well, you have to have... There's a lot to mine. I'm also growing all of the plants in a glove box, which is a sealed box that you can put any gas into. So I'm doing a CO2-rich environment for mine. So I'm trying to grow them in a CO2-rich environment. I'm just trying to simulate Mars as best as possible.
That's what I was wanting to get to, because we talked about it a little bit, but you have Martian soil or as close to Martian soil as you can. And when we say Martian soil... it's legitimately a copycat. It would be, if we were describing it in a common term, it would be a dupe.
Yeah.
Right? Is that a word? You were still saying dupe?
I don't think so.
No.
We don't know what dupe is?
No, I know it's just phased out of I guess the modern slang, I guess.
It's a copycat then. We can't say dupe anymore. I'm sorry.
Because it's just hard to get your hands on actual Mars soil.
So what kind of got you in this project? You said it's pretty selective. It takes some time. What happened? Where did this start?
For my project?
Yeah, no, just into the research lab.
Oh, into the research lab?
Science in general.
My sophomore year biology teacher was Aaliyah, you should do this. Also, I think almost all Bio 1 levels, like we have our last unit be a like little like miniature science experiment, and they're like, if you like this, like sign up for the science research class. And I liked it, so I signed up.
What about you?
So it was kind of the same thing. I just enjoy science, and so I saw posters hanging around the school and was like, oh, research might be fun to do. But for my freshman, or because we have biology 1 sophomore year, when I took honors biology 1, I had Emmerich as a teacher. So he's had me for 3 years now.
Gotcha.
And he really was just like, you should do this, you should do this. And I finally, I guess, gave in.
I want to get into like the coolest science thing that you've learned. So we'll circle back to that. But in the research lab specifically, like you start with a project, well, you get into research lab. It's a, like I mentioned with the other girls, like it's the team, right? Is that a safe thing? Like you want to be in science, like you kind of join this science research lab team, for example. And then you start your project. Like, how does the project go? You do all the things, and then what's like the capstone of it?
So like the beginning is just like finding out what you're going to be researching about.
Right.
So that's like, Emmerich has a lot of great resources about stuff that's like very achievable at the high school level. And then like also areas of like science development that's like very popular right now. Like from a judge's perspective, like they'd be interested to learn about it. And then you research your topic, you iron out like what you will be testing, like what your variables will be. And then usually like December, January is when you're collecting data. And then after that, you're finishing writing up your paper and you're analyzing the data and making a poster board for competitions.
Okay, so explain to me like the competition. I guess that's what I was getting at is like this all culminates with the competition, right?
We have like 5 this year, 4.
I don't know. They've changed it up.
True. But there's like at least 3 competitions every year.
Not this year. They canceled it.
I know they canceled 1, but I mean, we still have OSEF and then the other 2. We have a few competitions, but they either have, like, they have 2 different categories. You can present a poster board, which is a really big poster. Right.
Like those traditional things we see on top of a table, 3-sided, that sort of thing.
We don't make 3-sided ones. Emmerich has a special, like, he has a laminator that's also a printer, but
he's the second person I know that has a laminator. Side note.
But he has a special one that makes it look really professional, like and we just roll it up. We have these long tubes that we carry it in, but you can either do a paper or a poster, and that's how the judges, sometimes you'll have to actually present the judges without your poster board. Okay. But for me last year, or a slideshow, usually it's either like an actual slideshow and then a poster. But for me last year, I always just presented poster.
So when you're in there, like you have to speak to judges or answer questions and kind of that next level of performing, I guess would be a word, right?
Yeah. It's different for whatever category. Like for posters, you'll have like anywhere from 4 to 6 judges that come individually to you. Like at Mizzou, there's a long hallway that we all line up in. And so we have spaces in between all the posters, but you just stand by your poster and since you're in like a special category yourself. So like, there's an engineering, there's like physics, or there's different categories that they have. And so a judge will be like, oh, I'm in this category. So they'll come find your name and they'll score you. But like you'll talk to one and then another one will pop in. Sometimes there'll be one and then midway through what you're talking about, another judge will come too. So you have to almost backtrack kind of. Okay. But then like slideshow, I've never presented a slideshow. Is there like a panel?
I've never been either.
Okay.
Aaliyah, what you mentioned there's like categories. What do you classify biochar? Like what's your category?
So my category this year is chemistry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're really focusing on the actual molecular and like the I guess would be the meat and potatoes of what's happening. You're not necessarily focusing on maybe the outcome.
I am focusing on the outcome.
But okay, so I guess I'm saying that wrong. Like, you're learning. You said you were taking biochar and figuring out how to make biochar do A and then possibly B or C and kind of keep it. But in my opinion, or in my eyes, it seems like you're kind of specifically looking at how you can travel down different lanes with the same car. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying.
Sorry, I'm lost.
Well, that's typical. I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, what is the focus of yours is chemistry, but maybe it feels like yours is a little different.
Mine is more planetary science.
Okay, so that there we got to what I was trying. So, like, what you mentioned, there's engineering, planetary science, chemistry. What are maybe a couple other things?
I did biology last year, or I did microbiology last year.
Botany.
Botany.
I was sometimes they like to. You'll put, like, whenever we fill out our forms and everything and we send, like, really just do our registration where we put our title and, like, a few other things about our project, they'll classify you in a different category, which is what I had happen last year at MSU. And so I classified myself as something else, and then they put me in botany group. And so I was considered a botany project, but
it can just change and vary depending on.
Honestly, a lot of the projects could probably fall into so many different categories.
Health science is the most popular category.
Really?
Yeah. So that's like medical research.
But you guys both are avoiding that, right? Not really your
Actually,
cup of tea?
I was going to do it last year, but then we changed my category because it's so oversaturated.
It's just so much. So that, like, what's the strategy of that? Like, okay, so maybe this will be an easier question. Like, why if the end game is to score well and be in front of the judges, like, what's the strategy to get there? You're taking something you enjoy, but you're also, it's a competition, right? Because there's things that could come of this. So give me an example of, like, why you didn't choose something that was saturated. Was it because you just didn't want to do it, or because there's a lane or a motive to pick something else?
So it was definitely like the motive part, because my category applied to like both, or my research applied to both categories, but we already had, like, I think 4 from just our class in the health science category. So because mine had to do with bacteria, it also applied to microorganisms, microbiology. So he was like, you can move to that category and compete in that category. And so I moved. It's also because it's like, if you have like only like potentially 3 people on the podium and you have like 4 or 5 kids from your own team doing that category,
you're all fighting for the same spot.
Yeah, so it's like also like a good morale thing to move.
What's the goal in research lab for you?
I don't know if there's necessarily a goal. I just want to do good. I just want to do well. I mean, I know a lot of people, and it's kind of cliche that a lot of people just want to do good, but for me, finding a research project that I'm interested in was hard. I'm not a biology person, but I am doing soil and growing plants and germinating seeds that I've already died. I've already done one trial. They've all died. So I've had to start over with that, but I probably just want to get done this year.
Right.
I was pushed for time last year, mainly because I started second semester.
Okay.
But now I just kind of want to be ahead.
What's next in the science world for you? Is this all being done to get to college or scholarship opportunities, or is it just, hey, I need something to do, I figured it out, I figured I'd do this?
Well, I want to get a background in research. I want to go into research, just not like the research I'm doing now.
What do you want to do?
I want to be an aerospace engineer, so I plan on doing propulsion research and propulsion systems research, but that was a project idea I had last year, but
just doesn't make sense right now.
Well, it's it's kind of impossible because there's it gets too expensive, or it gets to where I don't have enough information given to me on the internet about what's going on.
Gotcha. And what about you? Is science and research, and is that a long-term goal for you, or
No.
It's just something to do right now?
Yeah.
What are your long-term goals, or have you even thought of that yet?
I'm majoring in history in college.
So we're going from science and stuff to history and stuff.
Yep.
That's a big swing.
Well, I'm doing like history, like National History Day in high school too.
Okay.
So I'm doing both humanities and STEM right now. So
What what's something outside of the classroom or research that you've benefited from research lab?
Definitely like talking, because like you're presenting this project you've worked on for months that you're passionate about, you know a lot about, and you're presenting it multiple times throughout the competitions, and you definitely get better at like you're explaining it. You get better explanation and just talking to someone over it.
I got you. So both of you can answer this. I don't remember what grade it was, but you learned the scientific theory, and it starts with your hypothesis, right? What are the stages? You have 10 seconds. Isn't there like 7?
Hypothesis,
planning, trial run, data collection, analysis, and then it's like
conclusion or something like that.
Conclusion.
Is it thesis or something? No, it's conclusion.
Yeah.
Conclusion, because then you decide if you have to retest or not.
What stages are you in right now in your overall project?
I'm in data collection.
You're in data collection?
Yeah.
I was saying I'm in the same thing. I'm getting everything ready for data collection. I'm like in between the two.
Favorite part
Favorite part?
of the scientific theory? Theory. That's the right word.
I definitely like the data collection the most.
Are you good at retaining it?
Yeah.
Or are you like, do you cheat when you retain it? Are you like a Chat GPT or like a Excel spreadsheet person? Or like, how do you retain that stuff?
Like the data, we usually do like Google Charts for it.
Okay.
I will say for like some more of the like, not necessarily the data, but the analysis that like AI is used in like analyzing our information.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We use AI to help do procedures.
Okay.
Get our procedures
Like
ready.
how so?
It's usually like our steps sometimes.
Okay.
It's when you think about it, a lot of our projects are not things that are talked about. So like for mine, we don't ever talk about the soil on Mars at all in school. And so I have to sometimes.
There's not a book. You can't go to the library and be like, Mars soil book.
Yeah.
Point me in the right direction.
For that, sometimes you just have to use AI to actually help understand and like put the pieces together that you need and parts.
What's the last thing you asked Chat GPT?
How to make a 0.1 molar like concentration of like 120 milliliters from like the chemical I was using.
All right.
Yeah.
Did it give you a good answer?
Yeah.
Did Emmerich test you on that answer, or did you prove it right or wrong? Do you know if it was right, or did you just be like,
I know
Chat
it was
GPT
right
said?
because I gave them the original molar concentration. So I wrote down the math steps.
All right. What's the last thing you asked Chat GPT?
It was actually this morning. It was about basically like they're quad growers, so it's like a cube, and they have 4 different sections, and then each section is divided into 4, and that's how I'm growing each seedling. And so there's a big hole in the bottom because it retains the water and it like absorbs it from the roots, so it gets close to the roots. It's like a bottom watering system, and I needed to know what I should fill the hole with, at least like put a barrier in between, because my soil is really fine. So
Gotcha. I think I'm always amazed at like the whole AI concept. I use AI a ton, but I feel like some people just label it bad from the jump, but they've never considered the tool that it is.
Yeah.
And I go back to like the same argument, like when I was in school, you're not always going to have a calculator in your pocket, but like now we do.
Yeah.
But like, why did we focus so much on making sure we didn't use the tool instead of learning how or the benefits of the tool? In my case, it was a calculator. In your guys' case, it's Chat GPT and the AI that's available. But also, I do think it probably gets overused or abused would be maybe a better word. But I'm always curious with kids and how they're doing it. But I know forward-thinking educators and people like Mr. Emmerich and our district to that level is like, let's embrace it, but let's embrace it the smart way, the right way, and the provable way too. Like, that's kind of why I made that joke. Like, you can ask it anything, and I think the problem is some people just ask it a question, hit copy and paste, but they're not like critical or analytical of what it's telling you to confirm. And I think that's maybe what educators are just asking for. You're going to use it, but also like do some critical thinking, confirm. What are we doing outside of science? Research lab.
So I'm in National History Day. That's actually my main extracurricular. HOSA, math team, Scholar Bowl, NHS.
I gotcha. What about you?
I'm on archery. I do robotics. I'm the TSA president.
TSA.
Technology Student Association.
Okay.
So it's run by our engineering teacher now for LTCC. So, and I mean, since I'm going into an engineering field, I enjoy that. And then National Honor Society secretary. I'm also part of the math team as of this year.
Okay. Math or science? Which one do you like better?
I can't choose.
Can't choose?
I like them both.
Do you have to have science to do math, but you have to have math to do science? Is that a fair statement?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, math is like considered like the most ultimate like form of science.
It's absolute zero with science. Like you can't do it. You really can't. I mean, you're breaking down molecules or you're balancing equations. When's the last time you balanced an equation? That was always hard for me.
I was in chemistry.
Sophomore year chemistry.
Yeah.
So it's still a thing. Like you're still having to do it.
Yeah.
I never could figure it out. Like the simple equations I could do, but when it got to where it was like really out there, like, but then I look at it now and it's like, it's really just like, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally when you break it down, right? Like because it would be like this molecule plus this molecule yields this molecule. Yeah. I'm actually pretty impressed. I had, who were our science teachers? Dr. Sodi, one, Mr. Lewis. You guys never got to see Mr. Lewis. He was the middle school science teacher back in the day. Excellent teacher. Made it fun. Plans, school plans, college plans. What are they?
Mizzou.
Mizzou? M-I-Z? Oh, Dover's a Mizzou fan. He's a Fairweather fan, though. We'll get into that later. What about you?
Missouri S&T.
Okay. So just up the road in Rolla.
Yeah.
They probably have a pretty incredible aerospace engineering program.
Yeah. I don't plan on staying there long. So.
Oh, okay. And then what, history?
Yeah.
What's the ultimate goal with history?
Maybe a secondary degree and like a lawyer degree.
Okay. So you want to like argue with people? Or you want to confirm facts?
Maybe more that.
Gotcha. What's favorite part of history?
Favorite part of history? I really like the 1940s through 1970s of like the civil changes that you see in that. So modern history. Okay.
Is that when they break it down? It's like, what is the modern history, 1940 and up?
No, but that's my favorite era.
Okay.
So.
And then you going to Rolla, doing your thing. Mm-hmm. And then what would, if you had to, what would be your ultimate job or career right now?
I've had this plan for a long time, but I want to be an aerospace engineer, but so I want to do propulsion system research. And so I want to be a research person or even just a propulsion engineer, something with the rocket engines. So I really want to just work for NASA. I don't even know, SpaceX, Virgin Galactic, any of the big ones. Not really Boeing, but the actual space companies.
Aren't we going to the moon like this week or something?
Like
right
next
now?
week now, yeah.
Next week, they pushed it back again?
Artemis 2.
Yeah, Artemis 2. I saw a documentary on that I'm going to watch. I got it saved. And what would be your ultimate job, goal, career?
Oh, I don't know.
You still undecided? You just want to keep riding the wave that you're on and see what happens?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. No need. It's good for some people to have definite plans and an idea, and others you find your passion, I think, a little bit different.
Yeah.
And it just kind of comes to you a little natural. And that's totally cool too. You're both, do we ask seniors or juniors?
We're both seniors.
Both seniors. Got a few weeks left. It's kind of weird. It's down to weeks.
I know.
Are you enjoying all the senior stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I haven't, yeah.
What about you?
I have a lot of neutral opinions about that.
You're just kind of ready.
I don't know if I would say ready. I'm ready to get out, I guess, yes, but...
You're ready for the next step.
I'm kind of, I don't know. High school has been long and whatever, it's high school, but now I'm just like, okay, now looking back and just a lot of people, I'm just like, I just want to start. I know what I want to do. I want to get and going. Like, just want to take the leap forward.
Gotcha. Well, ladies, I appreciate you coming in. You taught me a few things. I probably just confused you a bunch, and I'm sorry for that.
Fine.
But I've never got to interview scientists before.
Yep.
And I think it's kind of cool. And I've watched as the things that have grown and what Emmerich's doing with that program, and it's pretty cool to see. I know a lot of people have been there to support you guys, and I know things are changing in it too. So it's always fun to get a better idea of the things that are happening.
Yep.
So appreciate you both. Anybody you want to say thank you to or shout out or talk good about before we get off here?
Just
Mr.
Emmerich. Yeah. He's a great teacher. I think he knows all of our projects, and so he'll check up on each of us and just make sure we're doing okay and if we need any help. But I mean, he understands, and he tries to keep track of all of our projects, which probably gets harder sometimes.
And he's always available. Like, you can go in the research lab any hour of the school day. You can ask for him to stay late after school to like help finish something up.
Right.
He's always there. He's always a resource.
I know. I remember a few years ago, he made a post about wanted to teach students about the Impossible Burgers from Burger King. And as soon as I saw it, I went and grabbed him for him because I just thought it was a cool way to try something different and kind of have an experiment with it. And so it was cool. So
it's pretty neat. He lets the research students sometimes, like in his college, I don't even know what class.
Environmental biology.
He lets sometimes the research students will come in, and like when he does the Impossible Burger, he'll invite the research students to try it too.
That's cool. Well, girls, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Best of luck going forward.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys coming in and your time. So we got one more segment left with Denver. So last time I'll call him that, Woodruff. Excited to kind of get a different perspective of some of the things he's done and past experiences. So again, be right back. Dover.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even know why I gave you the nickname Dover. My goal in life is for one stranger to call you Dover that you have no clue. And then one person who knows you as Denver actually just says, screw it, I'm calling him Dover.
It'll probably happen at this rate, honestly, with the way you're going.
Your dad encourages it, so that's his fault.
No, he always has. Yeah.
You know what he told me last night when we were messaging, and I'm kind of mad that I didn't plan ahead. And the before you got here, the other girls were good about it, but I needed like a lab coat and some glasses. Like I should have just sat here in a lab coat and glasses.
That would have been great.
It would have been a lot of fun. But welcome back to Jacket Talk. We've had a lot of fun this episode. It's been different. We got Denver here with us. You're going to hear me, you probably did earlier, refer to him as Dover, but Denver Woodruff. We're going to talk a little bit more about science and kind of the cool things you're doing. Also, we're going to get into a little bit of what it's like to compete or race for valedictorian. You good with that?
Oh, yeah. Sounds great to me.
Awesome. So, Denver, what grade are you in?
I'm a junior.
You're a junior?
Yeah.
Science and tennis, right?
Yeah, science research, tennis. I actually started Scholar Bowl this year.
Okay.
And then student council. Yeah.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, I like to.
You're kind of like that poster child for high school students. Like you do athletic stuff, you do education stuff, you do social stuff.
Yeah.
You do a little bit of it all.
Yeah.
What are you currently researching in science?
Okay, so my project, I'm pretty much pretty much what I'm doing is I'm getting a strain of C. elegans, which are worms.
Okay.
They're pretty small worms, so you can't really see them with the naked eye. But I'm giving them, pretty much my goal is these worms are genetically modified. So they have a component of Alzheimer's disease, which is amyloid beta. It's a peptide, and it's like a big component to what causes neurodegeneration in humans. Okay. So it gives people with Alzheimer's like dementia and causes like kind of the memory loss. Okay. So the worms actually have that, but instead of like in their brain, it's in their in their body wall cells, in their muscles. Okay. So it causes them to be paralyzed once that gene is expressed. So what I'm doing is there'll be my model organism for Alzheimer's disease, and I'm going to give them 4 different compounds and combine the compounds and see pretty much which compound works the best, and then whether the combination of the compounds will reduce how fast the worms are paralyzed.
Okay, so there's a lot to break down there.
That's a lot. So
you're trying to take a lab rat, an organism.
Yes. Yeah.
And you're trying to slow down or reduce the growth of something that humans are dealing with, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Like, so it's just like the start to like kind of researching. You use a model organism so you can kind of see how it, because normally it works similarly. So,
Okay. How far along are you?
Currently, I'm about to start my data collection. I've got everything that's came in, and I've got my written research plan. So I'm about to start that data collection stage.
How will you collect the data? Kind of break that down for me.
Yeah. So pretty much I'm going to, so you raise the temperature to a certain, I think it's like 25 degrees Celsius, and the worms, that will cause the gene to like kind of turn on, or it will like make it start. Okay. So then they'll start to be paralyzed right when you raise that temperature. And so pretty much, I'm going to take like fully grown, the worms are going to grow up with these compounds. And then once I raise the temperature, that's when data collection will actually start. And I'm going to give the worms, or I'm going to watch
hold on. Yeah. Hold on. The worms, like what, like are these, you said they're small, but like, are we like baby small worms, or are we at like Nightcrawler, like these are fully developed worms?
So what I'll be testing on, they'll be fully developed worms.
Okay, so they're like adult in college worms.
Yeah, they're fully grown.
Okay, so they're out of the house, they're doing their own thing, like they're ready to party.
Yes, yeah, and that happens pretty fast because their lifespan is like not very long. It's like 2 weeks or something.
Oh, so they're quick.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you've got them in here. You mentioned you raise like the temperature.
Yes.
From it, and we're talking in Celsius here, so it's always confusing. But like, what's normal temperature?
I'm honestly not great at the Celsius to Fahrenheit conversion, but I think they normally stay around like 20.
20. So you're not like putting them under the heat of the sun, but you're giving them a little bit more maybe abnormal temperatures that they see, right?
Yeah, like they can live with it. It's just a little higher, so that's what causes the gene to express.
So this gene expresses.
Yeah.
And that's essentially like, what's the dumbed down version of that word?
So pretty much like they're genetically modified for that purpose. So like they're made to where you turn up the temperature, and once it gets to that point, they'll pretty much the AB peptide will like activate. Like I don't really know how to explain it or every like detail of it, but it'll activate, and then it'll cause pretty much like what happens to humans in the brain. It'll do that to the cells of the body.
So the whole goal of this is to replicate via a worm the human body as much, or the human experience.
In Alzheimer's disease. Right. Yeah. So it's just, like I said before, a model organism.
All right. So right now we're just data collecting. So you're raising the temperature, you're watching, you're observing, you're understanding what they're doing. And
so actually I quantify this and get numbers. Is I'll raise the temperature, and then you have what's called a worm pick, and you kind of just like nudge the worms, and you know if they're paralyzed is if they don't move once you nudge them.
So like roly-polies.
Kinda, yeah. Yeah, you could, but yeah, you'll touch them.
Roly-poly and it like,
it'll freak out, right? So that's what happened with the worms. They'll normally move forward when you nudge them. So if I'll pretty much nudge them and mark it, like, do they move or do they not move? And I'll do this every hour or two, and that'll be my data.
Okay. And so how long does that data, collection last? Like what's your time frame?
So normally the worms will be fully paralyzed within like 30 to 48 hours, depending on, how well the compound works at slowing it down. But so it would be about 2 days of, like collecting data while I can. and quantifying it.
So your data collection period really is only about 2 days?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And I plan to also do like a biological replicate if I can. So I'll like collect that data again and maybe like a third time to like really like make sure it's good data, you know, repeat it and make sure there's no errors.
Right. Because you have controllables, you have variables that happen, and you got to try to make sure you don't have any variables, right?
Exactly. You want to make sure everything's controlled for, and so it's good science and good data collection.
How in the world did you get into microscopic worms that might have Alzheimer's that get paralyzed if you touch them like roly-polies?
Honestly, it kind of sounds like, I don't know. It's a pretty niche thing, but I'm interested in like the medical field and like diseases and stuff like that. And it just kind of like, I thought Alzheimer's was interesting, and I'm interested in neuroscience. So I was like in that realm, and I was just doing some research, and I thought, like I found how this compound like reduced how fast they're paralyzed in, you know, the worms. And I was like, okay, so like what if I could just kind of add on to this and do what my project's hypothesis is, that like combining multiple of these compounds will pretty much speed up the or like slow down the paralysis, so they'll work better together than by themselves. And I kind of wanted to compare them, so that's kind of where I got it from. It was just previous research.
What did Emmerich say when you were like, I want to paralyze worms?
Well, actually,
how'd that conversation go?
Actually, it didn't start with that, because I actually had a different idea originally, and it ended up not being quite like feasible, is what we call it. So feasibility is like how like making sure it's all in the price range and it all works well, and like we're able to do it in our lab. So I had another idea, but it didn't really quite work out like how I wanted it to. Because I actually originally started with microplastics. I wanted to like measure microplastics and try to reduce them or something. But that didn't really work, and then that's when I got into the medical realm, because that's more my thing. And then I ended up getting on the worms. But
and then one day you're like, okay, science is done. I'm going to go hit a tennis ball.
yeah. No.
Like, how do you shut it off? Like, do you find parallels between the two?
I do. Yeah. Like I'll be thinking about it while I'm playing tennis, but I can kind of relax while I play tennis, and you kind of just have to balance it all. But like, I feel like you're always thinking about, like, I could be thinking about tennis while I'm researching, or thinking about research while I'm playing tennis.
I gotcha. I know you did a really cool thing this summer. I want to get into that a little bit, because not a lot of students got to do it, right? Or get to do it.
So what you're talking about is Most Scholars Academy. So that was over the summer. It's for sophomores going into junior year, and it's only 2 kids from each school that they pick. So the school picks those 2, and then the academy will like accept them in. But it's pretty much like a 3-long camp, 3-week long camp.
Yeah, I knew you were gone, because they struggle with you being gone a little bit.
Oh yeah, my parents, yeah. But it was a great time, and it's pretty much like, it was just a super cool experience, Most Scholars Academy.
Because you get to dive into not only science side of it, but you get to dive into being a college student.
Yes.
You got to go to legit, not that we don't have one, but like our lab on steroids at a collegiate level at the university, where real research is happening every day.
Yes.
Things are changing, technology's moving, and they have access to more. So kind of, what was that like? What was it like going from the park tennis court to the fancy tennis court in the science world?
Yeah, a lot of people like take it differently, and some people don't really like it as much, but I absolutely loved it. And it was like, we stayed in an actual college dorm at Mizzou. We worked in we walked around campus, and we had to go to our classrooms at campus. So it was really like a little snippet into the college experience, which I'm so excited for, because I absolutely loved it. And then we had like speakers every night that were like just like super cool. Like we had a Holocaust survivor come and speak, and like just so many every single night. So it was just really
How would you rate the experience, scale of 1 to 10?
Honestly, like can't really be lower than a 10, 9 or 10. It was great. It was like, What was your biggest takeaway?
Biggest takeaway?
Well, I actually took a philosophy class there. Okay. So it gave me a lot of like perspective in life in general. But biggest takeaway was that's hard, because there's just so much. Like, it was honestly just that, like, it's going to be easier to like make friends like in college than what you think. Because you're in this academy, they throw you with people you've never seen before, you never met before. And it was just that like everyone's so friendly and everyone like, it's just so cool to like get to see these people from different parts of Missouri and like with different backgrounds and like different beliefs. And it just shows that you're going to make friends in college and not to be scared about that, I guess.
So a program that was designed to make you a better or enhance your education and the ability to research and that sort of thing actually ended up becoming something that was a little bit more social and life skills, which is kind of cool to see.
Yeah, exactly. And I think education is a big, like it goes hand in hand with, you know, your social life and your life skills and how you see the people you meet and stuff like that.
So let's get into what are the plans with all of this? Perfect world, valedictorian. We know that's a goal.
Yeah, that's my goal.
You got that goal, so that's your baby step one. What's step two of the journey?
Well, it's just to go to like as the best college that I could get into. You know, I set my goals high for that kind of thing.
What are they?
Like college I want to get into. Yeah. UPenn, University of Pennsylvania, Harvard I want to apply to see if I can. You know, Mizzou would be like a backup option, but I think.
That's no slide at Mizzou either.
Yeah, right? I love Mizzou. It's great, and like most Scholars Academy was there, but I do want to really just experience like something else out of state and just get a feel for like what life is like somewhere else.
All right. So if by chance the algorithms find someone in what's the admissions? If this algorithm finds someone in admissions at University of Pennsylvania or Harvard or Mizzou or anywhere that would like a student like Denver here, since we're trying to do that, we'll use your real name. But it would be cool to see, and I know from the outside looking in, and we joke, and I've gotten to know you. You know, it's really cool to see that we know students combine athletics and education and stuff, but on a level that's real and different. But then it's really cool to hear your story and experience from most scholars, because like it wasn't what traditionally or originally was all about academics turned into something off the court or out of the classroom, but also helped inside the classroom too. So it's kind of cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
What are you listening to right now? What's your Get Hyped for Science song?
Oh, Get Hyped for Science. I don't know. I don't really change it up, or like, it's not like I get pumped up for like a science research competition. I kind of just go and present what I know. But honestly, like I like any kind of music. I listen to pop, a little bit of country, you know, it just kind of depends on the day.
Same thing for tennis, is when you get in a tennis matchup.
Tennis actually is a little bit different because you kind of have to get locked in, you know, you got to, tennis is a game of focus, I think, more than people think. But yeah, for tennis, it'll probably be like, I guess more like locked in music. I don't know exactly, but like I'll be skipping through my songs a little more to find something that gets me more hype.
I got you. You did a little work, like you had a job or still do, right?
Yeah, I've worked at Sonic since I turned 14 this summer. So now over 2 years.
What's that like? What's it like? Like that's something we haven't even talked about. Like, and I've talked to some other students about it, but like you're carrying a job, a 4.0 GPA, or is it higher now? I don't understand the weighted system.
Like, so weighted, it's like 4.5 something.
What's the highest it could possibly be weighted?
So like technically, if you took weighted classes for every single class, your whole high school would be a 5. But that's not technically possible because you have requirements that aren't weighted and such. But like I'm hoping to get mine above like a 4.7.
Best subject?
Best subject? In my opinion, it's science. I love science.
Is that your best subject? Is that what you do the best at? Or?
I do. It's close, but I'm pretty good at math.
Okay.
And I really enjoy math, but I think I like the subject of science a little better.
What's your worst subject?
Worst subject? Probably English, you know. It's just, I'm not the best at it, but I really enjoy writing. It's just the grammatical rules and the interpretation. I'm super analytical.
Right.
So like when I'm taking like an English test and it asks me like to interpret this like poem, I'm like, I don't really know.
Yeah.
Like there's so many ways to interpret it.
Right. I'm not good at interpreting, but I'll tell you how the scientific background of this poem. Like I could
exactly.
I could tell you how the ink works and why the ink's on the paper, but I don't know why this word rhymes with that word or why that sonnet or whatever goes into it. So I could see that. The analytical side that's what I enjoy of the things we're doing and of the athletics and all of the things and how all of these things kind of work together. But like people are quick to label athletics or sports or activities or whatever. And it is cool to see how the things we do kind of transfer into what students are doing or what other communities are doing and how we can do them better.
Exactly.
That's kind of a thing that we do. What are you eating? Give me some food.
Food? Oh, I guess I would say my favorite food is like fried fish.
Fish?
Yeah, I just love fried fish.
Just as long as it says fish, it doesn't matter what kind of fish?
No, I mean, I really like crappie and like catfish. Like I'd say crappie is probably like the best I've had. Right. But I'm sure there's better out there. And I really like fried deer.
Fried deer?
Which is, I don't know why. It's just good.
What do you think your worms are doing right now?
Oh, they're probably just swimming around.
Do you name them?
No, I can't even keep track of them. There's so many in there.
Can you tell which one, like, do they have characteristics or are they all the same?
They're like, you have to have like a pretty powerful microscope to even be able to see them. So they look all the same. But like, I remember I first looked under there and then like I watched the little one swim out and then I just like one like 5 times the size of it, like come out and I was like, whoa, like what? I did not expect that.
The big fish came out to play.
Yeah,
the
it was
lunker.
Like Big Mama. Like I was like, oh my gosh. But I just...
Do you get to watch them reproduce or are they like, how do the worms come to the lab? Like in a little.
Oh, just Petri dish is what it is. And it's just like, it's literally like this big. It's just.
How many worms are in there?
Honestly, I'm not sure. It's a lot. Like you kind of just look through the Petri dish and you see quite a bit in there. So.
Right. But do all the worms get it? Or like, are some worms better swimmers or movers and get away from whatever you're giving them? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think so. I'm not for sure, but like, I'm pretty sure there's probably some variation. And like, obviously some are going to be more resistant to, what we're dealing with than others. But yeah, so I'd say, yeah.
All right. So we've went through pretty much everything and dissected your life. When you're not sciencing, doing science, when you're not playing tennis or working, what else you doing?
I play some video games occasionally. I will, I like to play chess sometimes in my free time, but I also really enjoy like writing, like journaling, and like sometimes I write some poems, which is kind of, but they're less, what's the word?
I'm putting you on the spot here. Write me a science poem.
Oh, I don't know if I could do that. At Most College Academy, I did write and perform a poem though at a poetry slam.
Was it a science poem or just a poem?
Kinda, not really. It was like I Wonder is what it was called, but it was about the night sky and like how it relates to like a person's feelings.
I gotcha. So. Okay. I'm kind of disappointed you can't tell me a science poem like off the cuff.
Yeah, normally I think about when I'm writing a poem, it just takes me a while. Too analytical.
I'm trying to come up with one in my head right now. Roses are red, violets are blue, microscopes aren't for you.
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
All right, there we go. Or aren't for me, but that doesn't rhyme. They are for you.
The poems I write actually, like normally they're not rhyming.
They're not rhyming.
No, I'm just not good at that.
I gotcha. I'm not either. Clearly, I had to use the oldest poem of all time ever to make a poem about microscopes.
Oh yeah.
How did we get here?
I don't know.
So you mentioned you got college in your sights. You got a whole nother year of high school.
Yes.
Real quick, this year you're researching these worms and the things that happen with this specific gene. Is that something that will carry over next year, or do you already kind of have an idea of what you're doing next year?
So I'm not actually sure what I'm going to do next year, and I guess it kind of depends on how this goes, because I'd say I'll end up changing it up, but probably stay in the same realm. I really like the health science realm, and that's like a category like you guys were talking about before in the research, which it's the most popular one. But I think I'll stay in that field because I right now I want to be a doctor, so I want to go there and maybe I could do some research in the future. So.
Like you want to be a learned doctor or like a medical doctor?
A medical doctor.
Okay. Like if you had to pick right now and you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be like a doctor of feet or are you going to be a doctor of shoulders or cancer or what?
Actually, neurology.
Neurology.
Yeah, which is what I'm doing right now.
Right.
You deal with diseases like Alzheimer's disease and, you know, ones like that.
I got you. Anybody you want to thank or shout out or talk to or say something to before we get off here?
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Emmerich with the research program, he's done an absolutely amazing job with it. And like, he's, you know, really built it and got a lot of money for it. And it's something you could tell that he's really passionate about.
Right.
So like, yeah, I definitely want to thank him for giving me this opportunity and the people in there because, you know, it's a really good experience in class and it develops so many life skills. And Mr. Emmerich worked so hard on it. So definitely thank Mr. Emmerich.
Yep. Shout out to Mr. Emmerich. I know he's taken an idea with this and grown it, and we've got to watch him kind of progress with it. And it's been pretty cool. It's really no different than watching Coach Christian and the football team or Coach Kroll and tennis and the growth that's happening and how when we focus in and we have a common goal and want to do things to put students first and put our community and our programs first. It's sky's the limit, man.
Yeah, he's done a great job with that.
Awesome. You don't want to say thanks to mom and dad or anybody like that? No one?
Yeah, I mean, I'll always thank my mom and dad. They helped me through everything. So
gotcha. Well, we appreciate you coming in and sitting down and talking a little science. Again, we appreciate the girls earlier, both speech and debate, and I've already forgot their names, so I apologize. But it's been a fun day. Been fun to kind of experience Jacket Talk from a different light.
Oh yeah,
and see what's happening and appreciate again mentioned earlier our sponsors, Heritage Bank of the Ozarks, Mercy Hospital here in Lebanon, and Independence Stave, Missouri Cooperage. Those folks continue to support the kids and what you guys are doing and both in the classroom and on the court or on the field. So couldn't do it without them. Thank you very much. Dover, again, appreciate you. And you got to end this with a Go Jackets. So on 3, all right?
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Go Jackets.
All right. See you next time.